No, 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 no. No, I live with my mom.
Oh.
Yeah. You hungry? Hey, Ma! Can we get some meatloaf?
Well, a new study claims adulthood now begins at the age of 24.
I love that movie. But our next guest has a reality check for those late bloomers. Joining us now is radio talk show host and executive director of the Black Sphere, Kevin Jackson. Kevin, great to see you.
You too, Ainsley. You and Steve as well.
Thank you. What do you think about this? So it used to be adolescence ended at 19, and now they're saying, according to the study, 24.
You know this is a liberal-sponsored report, because who doesn't want to grow up, get out of the mom and dad, into the clutches of mom and dad, and start adulthood? I mean, I wanted to leave the house at 12, not because it was a bad situation, but because I wanted to go find my life. Holy cow. I mean, you know, and I was thinking about this because it's such a deep subject. It seems like it, you know, we're having fun with it, but it's such a deep subject because we now have the Democrats and the leftists who want to infantilize America. They want people to be at home for Obamacare. You can be covered until you're 26. Quite frankly, liberals never grow up. They're still children, as we've seen with some of the things you guys have been talking about all morning with some of these various issues where you're just shaking your head going, seriously, DACA and illegal immigration? So they don't want to grow up. And then when you start looking at it from the black perspective, where we've got people that are grandparents at the age of 30, 32 years old, you know, what is it? Look, I was going to say, MAGA doesn't stand for Make America Great Again. It stands for Make America Grown Again. I'm so glad Donald Trump was able to become president and say, put on your big boy pants, America. It's time that we grow up.
Well, it's interesting, Kevin, that they should move the goalposts as to when you become an adult, because you look at the statistics, people are actually, puberty is actually ending earlier. So you would think it's going the other direction. People are growing up faster, but that's not the reality, is it?
Well, I'll tell you this, Steve. If you said, hey, millennials can't vote until they're 26 years old or something like that, you would definitely see these guys changing their minds about this. Look, if they want to make children, because the way I look at this is, the more you infantilize somebody, essentially you're saying you need our help. So you look at society and they're saying, no, 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 all these guys are infants until they're 20, into their 20s and into their 30s and things like this. And they've got an entire culture, and I'll use blacks again, that make us believe that we are at the behest of the government. You know, unless the government's there to play adult, how are you going to survive, Kevin? So, look, again, it's a complicated issue. We can poke a little bit of fun at it, but at the end of the day, we have to get people out of the house, grown up, and instead of telling kids that, you know, you can be 24, 25 years old before you find adulthood, we should be making them into young men and women much earlier.
Kevin, I know you had a reality check at a very early age. Tell us about your story and what all of us who are trying to raise kids, what we need to do to prevent our kids from staying at home at 24.
I mean, look, well, I can tell you from my perspective, my grandmother I was raised by my grandparents. It was very simple. At 18 years old, you're an adult. You're leaving the house. You come back to vacation. You don't come back to live. So, you know, come back and see us. You know, if you have kids, we want to see our great grandkids. In my case, but no, you were gone, and quite frankly, that was sort of the coming of age was a big deal for at least for me and people in my family, and quite frankly, the generation I came up in. We couldn't wait to get to be 16 to drive. We couldn't wait to be 18 so we could have our freedom. And at some points it was 21 because I could drink, or, you know, 22, I was going to graduate from college. Now all these things are just melting into, hey, be a kid until you're 40 years old, stay in mom and dad's basement. And I think it's a showcase of how how liberalism has taken over America. I don't want to make it too political, but I really believe that liberalism's taken over America and says, be a kid as long as you want to be a kid. No, how about you enter the real world, put on your big boy pants, and become an adult?
I think we also need to remember we're training our kids not only to help them in the future, but help their spouses, too. If we want them to be good husbands, good wives, we have to teach them to take care of the family and that kind of thing. So,
yeah, there's lots of lessons. Absolutely, lots of lessons.
All right. Kevin Jackson joined us today. Thank you, sir.